Located in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, there is a roller coaster at a park called Dollywood called FireChaser Express. The roller coaster is a family-friendly roller coaster, meaning that it is kid-friendly. However, thrill seekers will still get a kick out of this. Anyways, let's get into a breakdown of the ride, explaining the ride's elements of the theming and the layout. Once you enter the queue line of FireChaser Express, you're not surrounded by a ton of theming. However, you pass under the roller coaster track, and the line is shaded by these massive tarp type things. Anyways, the queue line is kind of bland, and depending on when you go to the park, you could be there a while. Eventually, enter the station and notice some better theming than what was in the rest of the queue line, and be prepared to wait for what feels like even longer, as you have to wait for some of the people with the time saver pass to go ahead of you. Anyways, get assigned a row, and hopefully you got a good row. I got assigned the back row both times I rode, which was a pretty fun seat. You probably stay in the station building for 15 minutes. This ride has a pretty low capacity of about 750 riders per hour. Once the train dispatches, there is a switch track that has to reverse the train out of the station, and it takes a little while to get in there, about 30 extra seconds, and each train only holds 16 people. Anyways, enter the train and pull down on your lap bar. The ride operators did not give me any room, so you will probably get stapled. There is no seatbelt, but there is no need for one, as this ride isn't too intense. Once you're given the all clear, prepare to dispatch. Launch out of the station at a whopping 16 miles per hour in 1.1 seconds, and you're being propelled by drive tires. Rise up into a small hill before descending back down and rising back up through a 180-degree left turn. Complete a 270-degree right helix before hitting some brakes and starting up the chain lift hill. It doesn't take too long to get to the top of the 78-foot tall lift hill. Anyways, crest over the top and dip down a little bit before sitting back up. While going to the right, violently yank left and go down a small drop before completing this wave turn overbank thingy. None of this is too forceful, however, you are at the side of a mountain, so whenever you turn to the left, it feels like the train is about to tip off the track. Go over a bunny hop and a camelback. None of them send you out of your seat, but it is fun. Pass through this shed thing, which goes over the queue line. Glide up to the right and into a mid-course brake run. Right before the brake run, there's this weird, fin thing, and I'm not really sure what it is. I'm assuming that it's, trim brakes, but I'm not really sure. Anyways, start turning left and bank to the left in the middle of the turn, and dip down. Go over an airtimeless camelback and curve to the left, before going over another airtimeless camelback. Go through some low-to-the-ground zigzags, switchbacks, snippy snaps, whatever you want to call them. These are really fun, not too forceful, but this is probably my favorite part of the ride. Slowly turn to the left and enter a shed. There's a lot of theming of fireworks, explosives. There's a big gasoline tank, but then the ride catches fire, though not actually dangerous though. If you're in the back, you won't feel anything, but if you're in the front, you'll get a little bit of heat. At the tipping of a firework and some blowing of some smoke, you'll launch backwards at a whopping 20 miles per hour in just 2 seconds. None of the launches on this coaster are actually super forceful, but they are pretty fun, especially the backwards launch. Anyways, go over a camelback and ride left through a helix. Switch to the right a bit and back to the left. Pass through another one of those weird trim things and enter the final brake run. Tell me in the comments if you know what those thin trim things are. You might sit in the brake run for a little while if the train in the station takes a while to dispatch. But once the train in the station dispatches, the switch track switches and you reverse into the station, where you will then pull up on your lap bar and exit the ride and station. This roller coaster does have a slight rattle, but it's not painful. It reminds me of a wooden coaster rattle. Again, the lap bars are absolutely horrible and will staple you, so brace yourself for that. The ride doesn't deliver any airtime, but it is still really fun. This isn't my favorite roller coaster at Dollywood, but it's definitely not the worst. I'd absolutely recommend riding this while you're at Dollywood, as it can give you a warm-up in your day or a cool-down from the day. Definitely don't spend all day at this ride, but you have to ride it at least once. Anyways, that is going to wrap up this review of FireChaser Express. I hope you've enjoyed. Please subscribe to Show Me Coasters and like this video. Comment below whether or not you like FireChaser Express if you've ridden it, and have an amazing rest of your day.